This is a video on how to make really yummy chocolate brownies. I hope that you enjoy it and I hope that it's helpful. Let's get into the video. What you need is half a cup of rice flour, then you need half a cup of plain flour. Now you can switch this out for gluten-free flour if you want this to be gluten-free. You then need a quarter of a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 cup of caster sugar, then you need 1 pinch of salt. This looks like quite a lot, but it is 1 pinch of salt. You then need 100 grams of butter, and this needs to be melted. You then also need 150 grams of dark cooking chocolate. I used cocoa powder just because that's what I had, and I find that I get a good result with that as well. You then need 2 eggs, but I used 3 just because I had eggs that were quite small, and these need to be beaten. I have now greased and floured my pan. This is a 20 by 20 centimeter baking pan. You can grease it and then lay down some baking paper. I did not have baking paper, so I did it this way. This way works just as well. You just don't want the brownies to stick, so if you don't have baking paper, you can definitely use this method. What you want to do is preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius. I didn't end up doing this. I put it at the wrong setting, so it had to cook longer. It's 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit, I think, off of the top of my head. I might be wrong, but I think that's it. Now you want to get a large bowl and you want to sift through the rice flour, the plain flour, the baking powder, the cup of caster sugar, and the dark cooking chocolate or the cocoa powder. If you're not using cocoa powder, then don't add in the dark cooking chocolate just yet. You want to add all of the dry ingredients with one another and then add in all the wet ingredients. That's just how it works for me. You will melt the butter, and with that you will also melt the dark cooking chocolate if you're using the dark cooking chocolate, and then you will later on just add them all when I go to add in the eggs, but I'll show you that later. Now you want to add your 100 grams of melted butter, and this is when you want to also add in your melted chocolate if you have it. I'm then going to start folding the ingredients. I kind of scoop it from the side and just start folding it in. So you want to just keep on mixing and mixing. Now during this process of when I was mixing the ingredients, once all of the ingredients started to combine, it was starting to get a bit dry. So I did add a little bit more melted butter just so it kind of just mixed together a whole lot better and was a little bit more moist. I'm now going to place the mixture into my tin. I'm just scooping it out and then just spreading it out a little bit and then scooping some more out. Now it was sticking quite a lot and grabbing to the spoon when I was trying to just place it into the pan, which I was a little bit worried about that it wouldn't work out properly, but the end result is fine. It tastes just the same, and yeah, it's fine. It's not something to worry about. Now this is what it looks like once the mixture has been spread out evenly, or pretty much evenly, all within the pan. I'm now going to take it over to my oven. Now this is, like I said, 180 degrees. I had it at 150, which was my mistake, so I did have to cook it for a bit longer. So once again, that's at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's another conversion for it, and you want to cook it for about 20 to 25 minutes. You want the skewer to come out when you try it to be just a bit crumbly. Now what you want to do is cut your brownies into generous squares. Now I had a little bit of trouble doing this just because I was filming with one hand, and My hair did not get in the food. I just wanted to mention that. It kind of looks like it did, but it didn't. You just want to cut them into rectangular squares. And the way I work it is I cut it to the way that I would eat it. I don't want a small, stingy little bit. I want a good sized bit. So that's how I work out how big I'll cut them or not. Next, what you want to do is you want to get some icing sugar and you just want to sprinkle it. And I go over the top with this, but there's nothing more than I love than icing sugar with brownies, and that's it.